Mhm.
Hi everybody. We're here once again in Eurovision Fantasia. We are Cara and Aitor, and today we have with us Kristín from Iceland, that she will be competing in the second semi-final of Söngvakeppnin this upcoming Saturday. Hi Kristín, thank you so much for accepting our invitation to our interview, and we couldn't wait for you to be here with us.
Nice. Hey, super happy to be here.
So first of all, before we start talking about Söngvakeppnin and your song and everything, how do you feel when you got chosen to enter the competition? And what are your expectations for the contest? And also, like, can you tell us a little bit more about about you as a singer, and what are your inspirations?
Yes. Those are broad questions, but I can talk a lot. When I found out, I was like obviously really, really happy. I got I had a missed call on my phone, and then I saw the like CEO of the competition message me on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I'm trying to reach you." And for some reason, I thought I had like broken the rules to enter Eurovision, and I thought he was calling me to tell me that like you broke the rules, like why did you do this? And like so I was like really stressed the whole day. I really didn't think he was calling me to tell me that I had gotten in.
Hmm.
Like it didn't occur to me at all. Like I was like, yeah, he could be, but like it's more likely that he's like telling me off because I had like Norwegian songwriters. But I don't know why I thought that because that's allowed. So it was like a yeah, very, very stressful day, but really, really fun. And then I just didn't really take it in, and then I started taking it in like once I started having meetings with everybody at the at RÚV, and like yeah. So then that's just taken a while to like let it sink in. Um and then like yeah, about me, I've been writing songs since I was 12 and like performing them, and then I started like professionally releasing music in 2020, and I've had a few songs on the radio here and in some other countries, and I thought Söngvakeppnin and Eurovision would be a really good next step. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice. So when it comes to Songwriting and Eurovision, was there like a particular moment you were like you want to enter, or did it just kind of like randomly occur or something like that? Like what made you come to the decision to enter Songwriting?
I've thought about it. Like I sent a song in when I was like 16, I think, but it was like very poorly produced and like wasn't gonna make it at all. And then last year somebody messaged me from RÚV and was like, "Oh, you should definitely like send in a song." But it was like a few days before the deadline and I didn't have time. And then someone again from RÚV this year was like, when they announced that they were opening like applications, they were like, you should read this article very well. And I was like, okay, well, if they're messaging me 2 years in a row, then they must like me. So then I just decided I wanted to do it, and I sent in two songs, or actually I sent in three songs, but yeah, just as a co-writer on one of them. But yeah, so that's kind of why. But I've always like loved Eurovision, and like I always watch it, and it's a super super cool thing, I think.
Nice.
Nice. So now talking about more about your song and your entry. So the song is called sorry for my Icelandic, Óbyggðir. I don't know. In English, terrified, which is
Yeah.
easier to pronounce. Is does that mean the same? Like it's exactly like translation or?
No, so actually, Óbyggðir means like wilderness. So when I sent in the song, it was called Óttafull, which translates to terrified, but it's like not a really like usually you would say hrædd, which you can't really sing that. So like an Óttafull isn't a word that you really use in Icelandic language. So I was just like playing around with like the metaphor of feeling like terrified and feeling scared and uncertain of what's going to happen, and trying to put that into another kind of metaphor. And I was like playing with some like winter metaphors, and I thought about calling it like frost roses or something, and then I just thought of like wilderness Óbyggðir, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a nice melody, like it's pretty Icelandic, it's or not a melody, metaphor, pretty Icelandic, and just fit kind of well. So that's why I decided to call it that.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds very Icelandic. Yeah, especially for me, like a frozen rose is like a very fragile thing. So we can hear that the song is quite personal and fragile ballad. Like you really like expose yourself, which starts very soft and then it gets bigger with the time. Can you talk us a little bit more about the meaning of the song? If it's like a personal story that occurred to you, and also like what are you terrified about? What are you? What do you mean with that?
Yeah. I wrote the song about heartbreak. I had sort of like I've had a lot of like mini heartbreaks that I write a lot of songs about, but like then I had an actual like boyfriend and a real breakup that really like shocked me. I didn't see it coming. And it was kind of, I wanted to write about that feeling of like the uncertainty that comes when a relationship suddenly ends, especially if it's a good relationship. And when you're sort of, I felt for me like a lot of uncertainty about the future because I was so certain in the relationship and where I was going. I could sort of see my life, and then I couldn't see that anymore. And that's a very vulnerable place and really scary place. So that's what I was terrified about, was where I was going to go now, what I was going to do with my life, what was the meaning of life, like to get really existential. But then like, you have to keep it a little bit hopeful as well. And like feeling, even though you feel like you're frozen and you don't know where to go, the only thing you can do is like just keep going and keep moving. So that's what I was writing it about.
Wow. So when it comes to like generally your musical influences, who or what would you say influence your music style, your songwriting, your music you like in general?
From the beginning, it's been Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Me too. I'm a Swiftie for life, literally.
Yeah.
Aitor's a Swiftie, but I've seen her in concert for free.
Nice.
For
Yeah.
free.
I haven't because I mean I'm from Spain, so she doesn't come to Spain very often, to Iceland either. So
she's to London though.
But now that I live in London, hopefully she will come soon, and you can come also with us, and we can be in the first row.
Yeah, I flew to Dublin once just for like less than 24 hours just to go to her concert. But yeah, since then, like even my first songs that I was writing were just like trying to copy her. Like my first song I wrote on guitar is called Love Story. Like it's about the same thing as Love Story. So she's a huge influence. But then I'm really into just like female young songwriters who write about their own lives. I really like Maisie Peters. I like Lily Allen. I like Regina Spektor. Just a mix of those. Julia Michaels. Those are some names.
Nice.
Nice inspirations. Also mine. Like I always like listen to them and cry to their songs and everything. Love. Yeah. Great. So now let's talk a little bit more about the performance or the performance that we will be like showing people next Saturday on the 25th of February. So as we said, like it's a ballad which is like very soft and very like that you expose yourself, and it's very like intimate. But which kind of performance can we expect from you? I guess you will play a lot with the lights, and it's gonna be very intimate performance. And also, we know that now in the semifinal you need to sing it in Icelandic, but then on the final, and especially if you go to Eurovision, would you change it to English, or would you want to keep it in Icelandic?
Yeah, I would want to have it in English. I just think like I wrote the song in English. All my other songs that I've released are in English, and I relate more to that. Although I really love the Icelandic version. But in terms of my like staging, I don't want to spoil too much, but I think like the song is very like it's a ballad and it's a soft ballad, but it also has a little bit of like edge to it, a little bit of like power. So there's gonna be that in the performance. It's not just gonna be me crying on the stage. Like it's gonna be a mix of like vulnerability and empowerment and like triumphant.
I love that.
And you already like chose your outfit and everything and makeup and the hair. That's already.
Yes, my outfit is not ready, but
Oh no.
yeah, I'm going tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be finished then, but it's almost done.
Okay, well that's good. So regarding Söngvakeppnin, right? So if you obviously hopefully qualify on Saturday for the final and you say you win Söngvakeppnin, what would it mean to you to win there and represent Iceland at Eurovision? And would you adapt the performance to like match the biggest stage in Liverpool?
It would like I think about this sometimes because I think like if you think about I've been thinking about the moment of winning to try to manifest it. I'm like
Manifest.
like
Yeah.
envisioning me holding the cup or like the prize.
Yeah.
Um, it would just be too insane. Like it's too insane to think about it. Like it would just be crazy. And it would like mean so much and be so rewarding. And like because I've been making music for a long time and people didn't always think it was cool. Like when I was in middle school writing songs about some boy that broke my heart, like everybody made fun of me. So it's a little bit of like, oh, look at me now, like
I love that. I
doing
love
that.
that.
Yeah, but then also just like it feels yeah, really rewarding. And in terms of like you're like going to Liverpool, definitely like I think, but I also think it's like when we're making my act, we are envisioning like Liverpool. We're not like making it for a smaller stage in Iceland. We have a vision of what it will look like. So
Nice.
that would be
Nice.
so cool.
Nice. Yeah, everything needs to be manifested. You know, you need to manifest it and go there.
Teach me your ways. If you win this, I'm gonna be texting you like, how do you manifest like, everything you want in your life? I literally need that help right now.
I really am not like an expert at all. I just see those sounds on TikTok and I'm like, okay, I can't skip it. I have to do it. And
Is it like your drafts just full of like different sounds and stuff?
yes, oh my God. And it's like but it's good because like when I was going through that heartbreak I was talking about, I would be like using those manifesting sounds and being like, he's gonna text me, he's gonna want me back. And now I'm using it like I'm gonna go to Eurovision and sing the song I wrote about how you crushed me. Like so that's much better.
Yeah, that's definitely better. I'm
Yeah.
still doing the first one, but not of like an ex-boyfriend or anything. Just like, can you please text me, please, please, please. It doesn't really work.
But we shouldn't be doing that. We should be
I know.
have people that are gonna text us without the manifesting.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Where do you find them? I don't know.
Me neither. Single and yeah, not on the way to not be single. So
Yeah, what you're slaying now, you're literally going to Söngvakeppnin.
yeah. Right.
So apart from Söngvakeppnin this year, have you got anything else planned, like new songs, collaborations, touring, just anything else exciting for us to see
Yeah.
afterwards?
Yeah. I've been in the process the whole of last year. I was in the process of writing an EP. And that's pretty much ready. And like the plan was to have released it already, but now we're kind of seeing how this whole thing pans out. So I have an EP coming. And yeah, I'm super excited to do that or to release that. And then yeah, I would love to do some more shows and try to go to some showcase festivals and such.
Nice.
So now talking a bit more about Söngvakeppnin. With this year, yeah, as we said in the beginning, like only 2 songs per semifinal go to the final, and then there is a wild card. So in the end, it's only 5. You already know in person the rest of of your competitors, because this is this year there are a lot of like different songs and it's quite a strong year. So how do you feel about competing with such a good songs and other artists?
It's really like fun. Everybody that's competing is like super nice. We went out to dinner a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, just because we were like, let's do something together to celebrate before we start competing against each other. So it's been really fun to get to know them and to sort of like feel like you have someone to like that understands where you're like what's happening and you can ask questions and stuff. So that's really fun. I am really competitive, so I don't know how I'll feel on Saturday, but I really like them all and it's really fun and yeah, it's great to. I think it's like a good show for people to watch because all the songs are good. So
Did you watch the
Definitely.
semifinal last Saturday?
sorry.
You watched the first semifinal last Saturday.
Yeah, I got tickets, so that was really fun.
So you were there in the crowd?
Yeah, I was like
Oh,
front row, and then I had like it was like I was here, the stage was here, and then the green room was here. So I got like eye contact with the competitors, and I could like whisper, like mouth, like, "Oh, you did great!"
Oh my God. And then
Same.
next you're gonna be on the stage.
Yeah, and then they're gonna do that maybe, or yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. So back to Eurovision, like just general Eurovision. You said you watch it every year. Do you have any favorite songs from Iceland or from any other countries?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite, like I think now is the song from Sweden last year, "Hold Me Closer."
We
I
love
really love that song.
Lovely.
Like it's so emotional, and just her performance is really good. And in Iceland, like from Iceland, I really like "Is It True?"
Johanna, my favorite also.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
obsessed when I was what, 14, 15 back then, and I was like obsessed with her, with that song. I didn't even cover it with a friend of mine, like I was obsessed. It was like it was also emotional. Also, like I could feel it a lot because of this
Yeah, and
heartbreak.
my dad's like one of my dad's closest friends wrote the song, and
No?
he was actually over just earlier today because we have like this. It's called Bun Day, so we have Bun Day today. My dad made a bunch of buns, and he was here, and it's really like fun to talk to him about like what it was like competing and like doing so well.
Yeah,
So
almost
now,
won.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
can
Alexander Rybak, my favorite ever Eurovision song, we Johanna. So
It was mine also. Like that's my first Eurovision or one of my first Eurovision memories, and I was like starstruck when I saw that man. Wow.
Mm.
But
divine,
yeah,
obsessed.
yeah. So,
One of my life goals is to see that man live, like performing Fairy Tale live. But I
yeah.
really want to see that because he doesn't come to England ever. So I'm like, how am I gonna see this man play Fairy Tale?
Yeah.
One day, one day.
I don't know. Also, have you seen the Eurovision movie? Obviously, it's set in Iceland and it's kind of chaotic and crazy. It has something happening in it. What do you think about it?
I it was like fine. It was entertaining. I just hate to see like it was just like it was an American making a movie about a very European thing.
Yeah, true.
Definitely.
And then also like an American making a movie about Iceland, like it wasn't they spoke Icelandic. Just like ask one person how to pronounce things. It's not that like if you just ask, it would have been better. But so I wasn't a fan. I was a bit salty over it, but it's entertaining. It's like also it's not that serious. It's just a movie.
Yeah,
So
and at least it's good like publicity for for Iceland.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
there is even a hotel now, Eurovision hotel in Husavik because of
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
at least more tourism for you.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we can finish here the interview. Thank you so much, Kristín, for your time and taking time to answer our questions. And we wish you the best luck for the second semi-final happening this Saturday. And we hope to see you in Liverpool in May.
Yeah.
And before we leave, can you send a message to our followers in Eurovision Fantasia and also your fans watching this video and that can vote for you and support you next Saturday?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun. I hope you got to know a bit more about me and the song. And yeah, wish me luck for Saturday.
Nice. We'll
And
be here for you.
vote, vote, vote.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.